So Manchester United are back in the Champions League, and on Thursday we found out what that really means. Here's my read. In theory, this could have been a lot worse. No PSG, no Real Madrid, no Barcelona. Of course, none of the English teams. You look at the 8 names on paper and you can decide that it's navigable. In practice, I think this is going to be pretty tough. Bayern are, if not the best side in Europe, very close to it at the moment. They're coming to Old Trafford with the man United should have signed, Harry Kane, leading the line. Atletico away is about as unpleasant a night as this competition can offer. And 3 of the 4 away trips are awkward in ways that don't show up in the coefficient table. So 4 at home, 4 away, 8 games to make the top 8, or United will have to scrap through a playoff. Let's go through it. So what have we got? Bayern at home, Roma, RB, Leipzig and Sabah. And then away, Atlético Madrid, Sporting, Villarreal and Como. Some top trips there for people on Euro aways. There's real pedigree in this. Bayern were the semi-finalists in the last season. They won the Bundesliga with 122 goals scored. Atletico semi-finalists too. Sporting made the quarters. That's 3 of 8 that went deep into this competition last season. Good news, I think, is the split just about. United have got Bayern at home rather than in Munich, at least. There's a genuine minnow in Sabah as well, who United should beat comfortably, given their ELO ranking. Bad news is the treble. Madrid away, really tough. Sporting in Lisbon, Villareal, how many nil-nils have we had with them? And Como, who, new kids on the block, couple of billionaire owners who are happy to throw money at it. Not going to be easy either. The draw could have been worse, but we have to remember the depth that United have in the squad at the moment. This is an extra 8 games. It's going to make the weekend games before and after tougher as well. It's the problem we wanted, of course, but I think it is going to be a tough one to navigate and get into that top 8. So let's go through the home games. Bayern Munich, Kompany side, won their 35th German title last season with 4 games to spare. It's got 122 goals, as I said. They added the cup as well. They lost a magnificent Champions League semi-final to PSG. Currently top of the UEFA coefficient rankings, although I'm not sure we could really argue they are better than PSG. Harry Kane coming back to Old Trafford. He got 36 league goals last season. He scored 3 and 38 Champions League games for Bayern. He's their top scorer 3 years running. It's not just about him, though. And Michael Olise, one of the best players on the planet. Luis Diaz has been fantastic. Musiala back after breaking a leg. Kompany's Bayern are an extremely aggressive attacking side. They push numbers high up the pitch. They squeeze the pitch into very small spaces. They want to keep the ball all the time. There is space behind them if you beat that first line of pressure, though, as we saw in last season's Champions League. It's a game for runners. This game United will lack in terms of a bit of quality, like compared to Bayern, but it's going to be an open game, not the sort of game that United have been struggling with recently. It's a really tough draw. Getting them at Old Trafford is better than the Allianz, I guess. Roma, well, they kind of had a bit of a comeback. Gasperini took over in 2025, back into the Champions League for the first time since 2018-2019. He won the Europa League with Atalanta, of course. They scored 4 in the opening day fixture against Fiorentina. Donnell Marlon got a hat-trick in that one. He's got loads of goals for Roma since he moved there. There's Manu Kone, who was certainly a name that people were talking about as a potential signature for United. That one didn't happen, but he's a very handy defensive midfielder, played a lot for France in the World Cup. Powerful, press-resistant. Marlon has scored something like 14 goals in 18 Serie A games, so we can't write him off, even though he was something of a failure at Aston Villa. Paulo Dybala is still there. He can turn games when he's fit. He's not fit that often. Svilar, I think, is a top goalkeeper as well. Gasperini, his sides are pretty interesting, aren't they? They defend man-to-man. They press really aggressively. A very awkward team to play against. Of course, it's hot or cold with a lot of his teams. They can get blown away as well as win games. It's definitely a game United could drop points in. Then there's RB Leipzig, 3rd in Germany last season. but they had no European football, so I don't know whether that was a false result for them. They've got a new manager in Martin Demichelis. It's his first Champions League campaign as a coach, much like Michael Carrick. Interesting few players they've got in their side. Baumgartner scored 17 goals for them last season. He's in rehab at the moment. Romelu is injured as well. We'll see whether he's back. He's kind of an important one. A name to watch, I guess, David Raum. He's been mentioned a lot in the press as a potential purchase at left back for United. Quick going forward, excellent delivery. I made a video last week arguing he would be a compromise candidate for United at left back. I don't think he's the perfect signing because of his age, but he'll be running down the other flank at Old Trafford instead. Probably, we'll see. Make of that what you will. Talented, but I think they're in transition, RB Leipzig. It's one that United should be getting 3 points from. Sabah, I had to do some research on this one. Thank you, the internet. They were only founded in 2017, 9 years old. Ranked 244th in the coefficient, so one of the weakest teams in theory. Veljko Simic got 6 goals in the 8 qualifiers they've played so far. I guess he's genuinely dangerous. Don't know. Mikel scored 19 in the league last season. They've earned their shot here. This is one that United obviously have to get 3 points from. No arguments. Cannot fail if United want to get into the top 8. The away trips. Atlético Madrid going to be really hard. They might not be the team that Simeone once had. They are a bit more open, slightly less defensive than previous iterations of Simeone's teams. It's his 16th season Atlético Madrid manager. I think he's thought about retiring many times. It's their 14th consecutive Champions League campaign. They made 2 finals. They're semi-finalists again last season. It's not the ultra-defensive caricature of the past, though. They've got Julian Alvarez. We'll see if he's still there once the window closes. They seem very determined to keep him out of Barcelona or Arsenal's clutches or anyone else. Real Madrid put in a cheeky bid that I don't think anyone thought would be accepted, but just to up the price for their competitors. He got 10 goals in Champions League last season. Scored a brilliant couple of goals, didn't he, in the World Cup. Ademola Lookman, quick, unpredictable, can play off either side. Alex Baena, of course, real technician, excellent in the World Cup. Bit of a surprise, I think. And they bought Hjulman from Sporting, sitting from the back four. I think he's not quite as good as his press, but there you go. And Jan Oblak still in goal, been around forever, but he's predictable, isn't he? Metropolitano is a fantastic ground, 70,000 people. It will host the final this year, actually. It is for people who are going there kind of out of the city near Barajas Airport on the motorway. Metro line will get you there pretty easily, but not the most romantic part of the city. The old ground was fantastic, actually. It was right in the sort of the edge of the suburbs, I guess. I mean, pretty near to sort of the central part of Madrid, surrounded by sort of housing developments. And you could see it, actually, out of a friend of mine's old apartment there. So what? They're physical, they're disciplined, it'll be a hostile atmosphere. They turn games into contests rather than just a match. They fight for everything, even if they aren't as defensive as they once used to be. Sporting, Rui Borges won a domestic double last season. It was his first sort of half season at Sporting. Quarterfinals, they lost to Arsenal. They've lost lots and lots of players over the years. It's their model, of course. Buy cheap, sell high. Hjulmand was an important player for them, and he's gone to Atletico. But they've still got Luis Suarez, the Colombian Luis Suarez, not the other one. He scored 38 goals last season, 28 league goals, made him the Portuguese Golden Boot. Salazar is coming from Braga. He got 23 goals last season. Catamo, Araujo, very good on the transition. Ignacio at the back, I think, is a very nice centre defender, left-sided central defender, a very talented ball player. For those travelling, it's sort of in the northern part of Lisbon. If you've been there, it's fairly new, but it's got lots of character as well. The first ever match played at the stadium was the time United played in a pre-season friendly and lost 3-1 to Sporting. Who played? 18-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, who ruined John O'Shea's night and signed for United a couple of days later. What can we make of Sporting? I mean, what I've seen of them, they're pretty young, they're quick, capable of overwhelming teams. The step up from the Portuguese league to the Champions League is really high. So it's going to be an entertaining trip. A tough one for United, though, let's be honest. Villareal. Such an interesting club, this one. Third in Spain last season. They're a small team from the suburbs, basically, but managed to punch way above their weight, whether in the Europa League or the Champions League. They haven't been great in Europe over the last few seasons, though. If you look at their records, lost a lot of games, conceded goals, but they've got a very good record in La Liga at home as well. I think that makes them very dangerous. They've got a new manager in Inigo Perez. He took Rayo to Conference League final last season. Miko Tadza, I might not be saying that one right. They've got a player who scored 13 league goals. He's been the subject of much speculation about a move. Barcelona definitely have him on their list. They're looking for a number 9. Still, an alternative to Julian Alvarez if he doesn't move. Malero got 10 last season. Moreno still links it all beautifully. He's still playing all these years later. Renato Vega, useful defensive utility player, I think. And there's Nicolas Pepe, former Arsenal player, who you'll remember from the World Cup as playing a 1-2 with Ahmad for his equaliser, the Ivory Coast equaliser against Norway in the World Cup. Kind of interesting ground. Cerámica, just 20,000, old. It was built in the 1920s, right in the middle of a small town surrounded by sort of residential streets. They are, of course, the side that beat us 11-10 on penalties in the 2021 Europa League final. If you want some revenge, still stings, that one. Poor old Dave. Then Como, this is the trip that absolutely everybody wanted. They only have 700 seats in the away end, though, so if you want a ticket for that one, you're going to have to fight, bribe, steal, bully, jib your way into the stadium. It's going to be a very strange away day. Como were in Serie B not long ago. It's not really a romantic tale, though. They've spent an awful lot of money to get to where they are. They finished 4th in Italy last season, their first European campaign in the club's history. Cesc Fabregas is the manager. It's his first senior job as a football coach, but he's built a really good possession side, as you'd imagine Cesc Fabregas would do all those years under Wenger and Barcelona. Nico Paz is the star, was the star. You've got Batterina, who craves Diao, is explosive. Chalobah arrived from Chelsea in the Premier League. And there's others and others and others. The ground is a fun part with Como, though. Senegalia, I think it's called. It's 12,000 people. It's sat right on the shore of Lake Como with the mountains behind, spectacular scenery. They have had to spend the summer upgrading it to UEFA standard, and have only this week got local safety approvals to play games there. The normal Serie A away allocation is 700 seats. So we'll see whether you can get in or not. But don't confuse a small club with a weak team. Definitely not. 4th in Serie A. It wasn't a fluke. Fabregas has built a really good team. Yes, they've had the financial juicing from their billionaire owners. But, you know, when you're out there, if you manage to get a ticket, Lake Como is beautiful. Take a boat trip out the day before, day after. Go visit George Clooney's house. Have a lot of fun. There's lots of stories in this draw as well. I mean, think about Kane returning to England and Old Trafford. He never played for United. That's a real shame, isn't it? I mean, we spent 75 million on Højlund. 25, 30 more might have got Spurs to part with Kane. They seem to be quite happy to sell players for large amounts of money these days. Who knows? Let's think about the maths for a little second before I sign off. Top 8 goes straight through to the last 16. 9th through to 24th is a playoff round in February, which is an extra 2 games. I'm not sure United's squad can really afford that, but it's realistic given the draw and how many points United will need to get. Got to beat Sabah and Leipzig at home at 6 points. Roma at home is another one you'll be looking at. Como away, I guess, is the weakest away side, but not that weak. Bayern at home, anything there is a bonus. Atletico away, anything there is a bonus. I think probably United will finish outside the top 8, given where we are at the moment. You might read that as a negative take, but I think getting into the playoff is realistic. good home results should be the basis of better than I'm predicting, I guess. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, side by side with the Premier League. This is exactly what we wanted, but it is going to expose the squad if we don't add, especially a left back and I think a recognised striker in support of Benjamin Sesko. We're back though. This is what we want. It's not exactly the group of death, even though they got rid of the groups. It's not far off it. Kane at Old Trafford, Simeone in Madrid, Ronaldo's old stomping ground, and a beautiful visit to a lake that holds 12,000 people. It's going to be a great season. We'll be there every step of the way. Bye now.